everyone, and welcome back to 13 Minutes, a platform that is dedicated to telling inspiring stories from people all across the globe. I am super excited to announce that today we are here with boss babe Karina Irby. If you don't know the name, you'll know the brand. She owns Moana Bikini, and we're down here on the Gold Coast, a beautiful day, and we're going to hear a little bit about her story and how she turned just a couple $100 into this whole empire. And I think something else that is truly inspiring about her is the message that she tries to spread on social media. So we'll get a bit more into that later. So thank you for joining me.
Oh, thank you for having me. That was a really nice intro. You can keep going if you want.
I'll just talk about you the whole time.
Okay.
Probably let's start at the beginning.
Let's do it.
Moana Bikini.
Moana Bikini, here we are.
How did the idea come to life?
Well, I guess the kind of short version is I was working a 9 to 5. I was at uni at the time, and unfortunately I got let go at my current job, and I was really sad, confused, angry, just I didn't know why. And friends and family always said you should start up a swimwear label, and I was like, haha, yeah, okay. And it wasn't until my dad loaned me $800, and then I started wholesaling a brand. It did really good for 12 months plus, and then they asked me to be the Australian distributor. I said no because I wanted to design my own, and then I just eventually taught myself what I needed to just get it to the next stage. And since then, it's just kept growing and growing and growing, and here we are. Mental.
Why were you drawn to bikinis?
Growing up, I was just a little surfer girl. I lived in like a small coastal town. Bikinis just were your uniform. I've also always been quite a curvy girl, so when I did wear, your everyday bikini bottom, I always thought that my butt looked a bit saggy, so I needed like the cuter style, So yeah, I don't know, it's just one of those things, and I just love swimwear. Some girls like handbags, I like bikinis,
And so for the first 12 months you were wholesaling. What was the shift like then to design your own and move that direction?
It was a headache. I actually don't know how I pulled it off. I have no idea. I sat up till 3 a.m. most nights just YouTubing on a little bit of graphic design, a little bit of pattern making, a little bit of business, and I was just tinkering away. The transition was pretty smoothly though, went smoothly. I had enough stock from the wholesaler to keep me going while I was sorting out everything. But yeah, like looking back, I'm like, oh my God, but it worked.
So you literally had no graphic design, nothing?
No,
prior.
no, nothing. No, just a little girl in a little world.
And I suppose your main marketing media at the moment would be Instagram. Back then, was it Instagram or was it more Facebook?
Instagram didn't even exist. So yeah, it was all Facebook. Moana was grown off Facebook.
And what was that like? Run me through doing your own marketing.
It was so much fun. So marketing is something that I really like. I did do a little bit of marketing at uni. It was just one of the classes that I did. But I just find it really fun and inspiring, especially when you see results. And because Moana is all about body positivity, and I mean, initially I did Moana because I wanted to make myself feel great. So now that message is spread to other people, the marketing for me just comes really naturally. It's less about a transaction and more about, making people feel something. So I mean, like, it's just really rolled on, and I'm pretty lucky that it has, so.
And I think the really cool thing about you is you created the brand before the followers came.
Exactly.
So a lot of people these days are like, oh, I've got these followers, what can I do? How can I utilize this? You created the brand first and then built up from that.
I mean, like, back in the day, followers weren't even a thing. I mean, I can't even imagine starting up on Instagram. And even now, like, I do notice a lot of people are starting up their own brands, and I know that a lot of people are starting up their own swimwear brands. And I also think that the market now is just so heavily saturated, and I think it would be very hard now to start up a business on Instagram, given that, like you say, like, a lot of people have these big followings, and they just want to turn those followings into transactions. And I also believe that if you're doing something just to make money and, grow your own, followers and stuff like that, I just never truly believe you're going to get to that next level because your heart's not in it. You've got to do it for everyone else, not just yourself.
And how does it make you feel knowing you have your Moana army?
Yes.
They're strong.
How cool are they?
They're amazing. And you just recently had your Coming Home campaign.
Yes.
Talk us through, obviously you invited your Moana army for that campaign.
Always, yes.
Where do you get that idea from? Rather than going, all right, I'm going to go pay thousands to get this high-profile model, why would you prefer to include your Moana army?
Well, I guess it comes from two things is, one, we've been there, done that with the high profile models, and as great as it was, because they're models for a reason. Not only do they look amazing, but they're so good at flaunting off the product. So yeah, we've been there, done that, and I mean, it is what it is, but everyone does it. I don't want to be like everyone else, like, no. And I guess secondly, and the most important thing is, like, the models aren't the ones wearing the swimwear, the models aren't the ones feeling things from the brand. So I always think, like, why wouldn't you just use your everyday girl, still beautiful, attractive, curvy, different, like, we should use those girls. So we always try to post our customers on our Instagram page. So less models, more of the customers. And then eventually they just started kind of creating their own Moana army. And we were like, oh my God, let's just do this. Like, let's make this a thing. So yeah, we just gradually started inviting them to our photo shoots. And a few years have gone by, and our recent shoot, we had just under 300 girls just show up. So it was mental.
And that's 300 bikinis that you then had to put them in, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, probably 600 because top and bottom. That was really scary.
And you got it all done in a day?
Actually, me and the Moana team behind us, we actually probably did it over a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. It's done though.
And it was really successful?
So successful. Like, we had girls there crying. They were like, I've never worn a bikini before. I've never felt confident enough to wear one. And here I am, like, half naked on a beach full of strangers. And they were just really emotional. So then I was like, oh my God. Yeah, I mean, everyone had such a great time. And the video just speaks for itself.
And how do you feel when you sit back and you reflect and you think, like, I had that impact on that girl? Like, it was me who got her into a bikini.
Yeah, I mean, it's mental. I mean, it definitely is, like, for me, but now that Moana's grown so much, I've also, like, surrounded myself with a really positive team. And I think that if it wasn't for me and, like, the people around me helping build Moana, then, like, we definitely wouldn't be where we are today. So I'm just forever grateful for, like, my skills coming up, and then getting great people around me, and then the Moana army really jumping on board. And not only for business, but they're actually, like, changing people online. Like, they're posting their unedited photos, and they're just so pumped. So I just think, like, that's what we need on social media.
And that's what we'll roll into. At the moment, I suppose maybe the last 2 years, you've had a really big push towards unedited photos, being the real you. Was there something that made you click and think, all right, I need to really push this, or was it like a gradual realization?
It was just something personal, to be honest. I wasn't doing it for clickbait. I don't even know if at the time it was a thing to be like, I'm just going to put myself out there. I know it is now. It's quite a big thing, which is awesome. But no, I get really bad eczema all over my legs. Like, even right now under these pants, I am so spotty. And it's mainly because I just don't have a tan anymore as well. So I'm, like, super spotty right now. I'll show you that later after we stop filming. Yeah.
I can relate. I get eczema as well.
Oh, well, there you go. You get the
struggle. The reason I follow you.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
And it was similar because, like, obviously I get it on my hands. So as a kid, I'd be like,
yeah, no, it's like, oh.
Don't look at my hand. Like, I was so self-conscious. So when I found you, I was like, oh my goodness. Like,
yeah, no, that's so good. Yeah. I just got to a point where I was, like, so sick of hiding it all the time. And I just thought that, maybe if I put myself out there just a little bit online, somebody would connect with me and maybe give me some tips and help me, or, just even help me feel good and help me feel normal. And I had this bikini photo from one of our trips, and I was pretty spotty, and I was like, I'm just gonna do it, and I pushed the button, I ran away from my phone. But that very first photo that I posted with my eczema, it just went really well, and the support was just mental. I had so many girls and guys actually even commenting saying, I've got this too, like, thank you for opening up, and here's some tips, and it just turned into, like, a little, like, itchy community. Is that weird?
And no, that is not weird at all. And so tell me, prior to you really pushing body positivity, did you edit your own photos, or did you?
Yeah, I definitely, like, back in the day, I edited my pics. Nothing heavily done or, like, manipulating my body, but I'd always make sure, like, my skin looked nice, and I always had, like, a really good filter on the picture. I was just insecure, and I think that was just the thing on social media. Like, you wanted your grid, I hate using that word, to look a certain way, whereas now I honestly could not care less. Sorry.
So when you put a picture up on Instagram now, no certain filter or anything, you just kind of...
Just a little ditty. No, I always use Vesco. Well, not always. Some of my pics on there are 100% raw, which I stay on there. But if I am going to make it look nice, or if it's like crappy lighting, I'll always use Vesco. So it's just like a filter service, and you just put your little filters on. It looks really pretty.
And obviously on your personal page, you have 1 million followers.
Yeah, what the?
crazy. And along with that comes the trolls and the bullying. And
So fun. So great.
And you're amazing in the fact that you've got a thick skin and you're happy to laugh at it and you don't let it get to you. Has it always been like that, or did it take a bit of work to get to that point?
No, I think I've always been pretty like, oh God, who cares? There's definitely certain comments, not so much now, but back in the day where I would read it and I'm like, what the heck? Like, firstly, how are you writing that? And secondly, do you realize that there's another human on the keyboard? But my favorite one is like when people are commenting really, really bad negative things, and not just on my post, but on a bunch of different people's pictures. I'm like, you are publicly advertising yourself to be, you know, a bully. How embarrassing. So to be honest, like when you really think about it, they don't know you and they're publicly shaming themselves. It's like, joke's on you, right? But no, it definitely doesn't affect me. I kind of get a little giggle out of it now. I'm like, silly man.
And do you feel more protective when people put comments, say, on your Moana page of, you know, real life women?
There's not much bullying on the Moana page at all. And even the followers on there, like, it's 80% females. And if there's an odd comment on there that just looks narky, I'll just remove it straight away because I feel like we're definitely responsible for anyone we post. But yeah, bullying on Moana is like 1%. Yeah, it's great.
And I want to touch quickly on, you know, you've built this empire, you've built this awesome community, but you've also gained like a lot of opportunities outside of Moana because of Moana. I was like stalking you really badly last night, and I saw on your
Did you have fun?
bikini, and I ended up on Bikini Body Burn.
Yeah.
And Khloe Kardashian had commented on one of your photos, the Good American campaign.
Yeah,
So,
we're just besties, you know, Chloe and I. Yeah.
just casually. Don't have long left, so top 3 Insta accounts to follow.
Okay, so I love to follow funny people that are going to brighten my day. Bretman Rock, if you don't follow him, follow him. Ricky Thompson, he's also a guy that makes funny videos. And Kirsten Hanby, he plays pranks on his family. It's amazing.
And if you could put one person in Moana Bikini, who would it be?
You.
Oh, thanks. Now, on my Instagram, I've been loving these lately, so I'm going to ask you, would you rather be covered in fur or covered in scales?
Scales.
Would you rather be fluent in every language or be able to talk to animals?
I want to talk to animals, for sure.
Would you rather be able to fly or be invisible?
I want to fly.
Would you rather have edible spaghetti hair that regrows every night or sweat maple syrup?
Oh my God, I want to sweat maple syrup. How fun.
And lastly, would you rather be able to change the past or see into the future?
See into the future. Past is the past for a reason.
And I think we have a few more seconds. So what advice would you have to young women wanting to start up their own business?
I think that they should just go for it, do it. If they feel passionate, if they've got a niche, if it's perfect timing, just go for it. If you never go for it, you're never going to know what could have happened.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate giving up your 13 minutes for me. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll have more videos soon.